What the fuck is up, everybody?
What up, guys?
We're coming at you with a strength workout right now. That means we're going to be taking longer breaks, lower reps, and moderate to heavy weight.
Getting strong.
Yeah, increasing that weight every time, every set. First thing we did was a glute bridge to warm up, just to get those glutes nice and ready and active for when we do the squats. Super important if you're trying to grow that butt, that big old booty.
For those ladies who want to grow that peach.
Yeah, make sure you're doing these first and then hitting the squats. So what I'm doing is pushing the hips up and squeezing my glutes as hard as I can every single time. And we did that for 2 sets each, 10 reps. The second kind that we did was a glute bridge, but a butterfly style. So that means our feet are together. We're keeping the hips open and we're driving our hips towards the ceiling the same way, squeezing the glutes every single time. And what that's going to do is going to give you more of a warm-up. It's going to make your glutes active all around, not just the big part of your glutes, but also the sides.
Yeah, it was a great alternative, and I didn't know about this until you told me, so I'll definitely incorporate this more into my workouts.
This is my girlfriend's favorite exercise, man.
Yeah, I know, she told me.
I don't know if I should. Oh, she did?
Yeah, we're very open. We're all friends here. I might try it myself.
It would be good for you. So here we did a deep squat. We held it for about 30 seconds and we went through it about 3 times. So what you want to do is you want to squat as low as you can with good form. You want your hips to be open. You want your back to be nice and flat. And you want to try to get your knees closer to your toes or over your toes. For me, it's very difficult. So what I like to do is just hold it down there, move side to side, and try to feel for anything that's bothering me or feeling tight or restricting me from squatting correctly. And then later, I'll make a note of it and try to fix it. Go home, try to fix it.
Yeah, you can go home and fix these tight areas by foam rolling beforehand, before the gym, and after.
Yeah, just don't think about stretching and foam rolling and doing these things before the gym. Do them also, after the gym. Do them before bed. Do them whenever you have time. Mobility and flexibility take a long time to really get gains, longer than muscle gains or strength gains. So you really got to work at it if you want to be mobile, if you want to be flexible, just because the amount of time it takes is longer.
Yeah, patience is key here with mobility and flexibility. And it provides for more longevity for your body, so your body could work, as you get older and as you put more stress in your body, it could function better.
Yeah, I want to be able to move when I'm 60, 70.
Yeah, definitely want to squat, 300 pounds when I'm like 60.
I can't squat.
Yeah, here you
correct.
You corrected my posture here when I was down there. You told me to pick up my chest and pick my chin up a little bit and flatten my back because I was rounding it.
Yeah.
So that transitions to when we actually put the barbell on our back, as you can see here. So we went fairly light at first, just to warm up our bodies. So we put 25 pounds on the bar here. And keep in mind that different people squat differently. So don't be discouraged if you can't squat down as low as your partner, as you can see here.
Yeah, because I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
my body's totally different, right? Berto's kind of stacked better. He's shorter. He has wide hips. And me, I'm tall and lanky. I'm like a tree. And it takes a long time for me to develop my legs also. Also just being in athletics for a long time, doing sports and things like that, has made me a little tight.
You put more stress on your hips, on your joints, because you kick a lot and you do all these mixed martial arts stuff.
Yeah. Even just doing any sports as a kid, or even gym class, right? Our gym classes, some of the information and things they told us probably wasn't the right thing to do. And now that we're a little bit older, we're not old, it's catching up to us.
Yeah, so we want to give you the right information.
Yeah. So you don't have to catch up. Take a break.
So we're focusing here, since we're going pretty heavy, we're focusing on we're not trying to hurt ourselves here. So ego is the enemy. So remember, you don't have to go really heavy. You want to go just heavy enough so we could push out 5 reps and 3 to 5 sets. So that's what we did here. 1 to 5 reps, 3 to 5 sets. So if you notice our stance here, we went fairly wide, say a little wider than shoulder width apart. So that provides a more stable and more controlled lift. So when you're down there and when I push up with these heavy weights, I feel more power going through my push when I'm pushing down on the floor because I'm going wider. You could do narrow, but I suggest you do narrow with more lighter weight. So you get the feel because it's a little more difficult.
Yeah, so when we do these strength days, we don't want to be going maxing out all the time. A lot of people like to do that. They like to max out all the time. But if you're doing strength lifts for a whole week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you want to be able to keep going to the gym and pushing out good weight and good numbers. And if you're always maxing out, you're just kind of hurting yourself, and you know, you're not really going to get you're not going to get that much stronger. You want to be able to effectively do every lift with good form, nice and strong.
So next we moved on to deadlifts, but we mixed it up here. So we did trap bar deadlifts.
Right, we did the Bradley Coopers.
Yeah, American Sniper. So if your gym has this bar, I suggest you do this. It's a great alternative to conventional deadlift with the barbell, and it's a great warm-up. So if you're doing conventional deadlifts later on in the day, it's a great warm-up to do beforehand. So this provides, as you can see, as soon as I grab those handles, I'm already in a seated position. So my hips are down, my chest is up. That's what you're trying to focus on. And what I have a tendency to do is bring my chin up to the ceiling, look up to the ceiling, and that's pretty bad form. You might hurt your neck and your back. So what you want to do is keep a neutral spine. You want to just look forward. So the trap bar deadlift is great because the weight is distributed more evenly, and you have more control when you're doing these lifts.
Yeah, barbell deadlift, a lot of beginners tend to start with that. And I suggest starting with this because the weight's, like you said, it's distributed evenly. The weight's not in front of you, so you don't have to try to overcompensate with your back or make any mistakes. Deadlift is hard to learn, and when all the weight is in front of you like that for a regular barbell deadlift, you tend to lean forward too much or overcompensate with certain muscles, and it could cause a lot of issues in the future. So this is a safe bet to start with if you want to start deadlifting and working on your form.
So we did this for 3 to 5 sets and 1 to 5 reps. And we went fairly heavy. We went 3 plates.
Yeah, we went harder than Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
Next, we did some leg extensions, occlusion style. So what that is we took some knee wraps. This is like an elastic band, and I wrapped it around the top of my quad. Now, the reason I tie it off is because I want the blood to go into my muscles, but I want to give it a hard time getting out. And what that's going to do is put a larger stress on my muscle in a shorter amount of time. So I'm really breaking that muscle down. I'm pumping the blood and the lactic acid in there, and I'm not letting it out. And what that's going to do is going to lead to some more strength and size gains.
So you could do this with any limbs, your legs, calves, and arms. And the science behind this is that veins pump blood out, arteries pump blood in. So when you're constricting your limbs, you're constricting the veins and not the arteries. So what that does is it builds up blood in those muscles as well as lactic acid, which will promote muscle growth.
So check.
So if you have anything you want to build up, anything you're lacking on, try this out. Okay, so we did this for 2 sets with the bands for 15 to 20 reps. Burns like crazy. Then we took it off and we did 1 set for 8 to 10 reps. And we give a short rest in between.
So next up, we did some bench press. How much you bench? How much you bench, bro?
Not enough.
So this is how you improve that. So what we did here, we started with 135. We worked our way up. We cut some footage for time because this video is already long, but we worked our way up to, I think I did 2 plates. So here we want to focus on form. So we don't hurt our shoulders, we don't hurt our elbows. So how we do that is we retract our scapula by bringing our shoulders up and back and down. And if you can see here, Kevin is fixing his arch. So you want a slight arch so you get more power. And he emphasizes that every time he goes down the bench. So that's important. You want to bench arm's length, not throwing your shoulders forward. And stretching that chest at the bottom and take a deep breath. And get that squeeze on the top. You want to be able to crack walnuts with those pecs. So what we do here too, we like to keep our elbows at 45-degree angle. Other people will do it at 90, but I feel at a 45-degree angle you get more power when you're pushing up. So we did that for 3 sets, 1 to 5 reps.
You're gonna be cracking the walnuts, man. It's almost Christmas.
Yo, Puerto Rico up in here.
Chestnuts. Yeah, man. Next, we did incline dumbbell chest flies. So what this does, it's going to give me a huge stretch in my chest. It's going to help me shape my chest nicely. What I'm doing is I'm opening up big, like I'm about to hug a tree or a big bear. And then I'm bringing the weights in and I'm not having them touch because then I'll rest at the top. What I want to do is leave a little bit of space and then really just squeeze my chest. Again, trying to crack those chestnuts for Christmas, right?
So next we did some pull-ups here. So we cut, a lot of footage out too, but we went 5 sets, 1 to 5 reps with no weight, just body weight pull-ups. And what you're trying to focus on here is the stretch in the bottom. So you want to go all the way down and all the way up.
No swinging.
No swinger party here.
No.
Maybe after the gym though.
Later. Next, we did some Arnold presses. So this is a great alternative to the shoulder press. If you're really trying to develop your shoulders for a nice round look, just going up and down is good for growth in your shoulder, but not really for working the entire thing, trying to get all those muscle fibers working. This comes out, it comes in, it goes up, it moves in different planes. So we did the same thing. We try to go with as much weight as we could. You're inevitably probably going to do less weight than you would if you were just going up and down. And we did this for 3 sets for 1 to 5 reps. Next, we did some rear delt flies. When I do this, I try to deactivate my back a little bit just by rounding and I'm focusing on bringing my elbows behind my back. You want to go with fairly light weight for this if you really want to feel it and get the most benefit.
Looking like a bird of prey up in there. So next is bicep curls, but we did it with occlusion. So we wrapped our biceps right in the middle of the delt and the biceps. So what that does is, we told you before, that it restricts the blood and it creates a huge pump with your buys. So we did that for 2 sets, 15 to 20 reps with the bands, and 1 set, 10 reps without the bands with short breaks. I was pumped the fuck up.
And we did the same thing for the dip bar. So I tied both my arms up and did this for my triceps because I think my triceps are, something that I need to bring out. So we did the same thing, just restricting that blood flow, and we did 2 sets for 20 reps, and we did 1 set for 10 reps, and we took short breaks. I would have loved to do more reps on the last set, but you're already done by that time.
Yeah. So next we did some sit-ups, but with weight. So incline, and we did incline. So incline is great for challenging yourself if you're ready, could do sit-ups easily. And on top of that, we added a weight. So that increases the stress on your abs, which creates a more thickness, those thick abs you see in those magazines and photoshopped abs, but we're not trying to Photoshop here. We're trying to get those real thick 3D abs.
Real thick abs.
So we did that for 3 sets, 15 to 20 reps.
And then next we did some twists with the cables for the obliques. When you do this, you want to make sure your legs are stable, your core is stable, and when you're coming back, you're moving that torso slower than when you're coming out explosively, just to get that control and really feel the motion, not just swinging through it again.
Looking like a lumberjack up in here.
And we did 2 sets for 15 to 20 reps per side.
And finally, we did some calves here for you chicken legs out there. So we did occlusion for calves too. So a lot of people are lagging in the calf department, so it's just a great way to bring that up. We did 2 sets, 15 to 20 reps. 1 set, 15 to 20 without the bands, with short rest. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Like our video, subscribe, and we'll put all the workout in the description.
Yeah, share it with your friends.
Yeah, tell your mom.
Tell your dad. Tell your sister. I said
Tell everybody, your whole family. Thanks, guys. Later.